Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Remember, one elephant went out to play upon a spider's web one day. Y'all remember that? Hey, how are you? One elephant went out to play upon a spider's web one day. And they had such enormous fun that they called one more elephant to come. Y'all remember that song? What? What? Is that Nickelodeon? What are you cooking? Hey, Dart. How are you? I ain't cooked nothing today. This is all I had with some almond supreme, chocolate covered almonds. I got some turkey necks and some pinto beans in there that I think I'm gonna cook tomorrow. I might put them on tonight. I might put them in the crock pot tonight. Oh, that's so good. Hmm. I hope y'all seen this show. If y'all haven't, don't watch because we gonna do some spoilers. Oh. Come on in, come on in. We're gonna get started in about 10 minutes. Hey, Special Callie, how are you today? I'm here for the different hairstyles. It's the same wig. Say nothing new. Mm. Come on, vintage baby doll. Right. I can't get my hair cut, so I have to put on this wig, honey, because my little box is growing out and it's looking like no, thank you. I am great. I am feeling good. I would love to hang out with my friends and do bald headed hoe shit, but I can't because of Rona. Mm. Come to GA. We're opening the shops again. Oh no. Kemp ain't about to get me together, honey. Kemp is setting y'all ass up. But Miss Bottom said no ma'am. Honey, Miss Bottoms in the letter said, Miss Keisha said, no, ma'am. We ain't got time. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, thank you. They're trying to set y'all up, especially in West GA. No, y'all can't play with them. I hope one day. Well, this is the thing about it, Dark. We live in a time and a era where we have access to, things. We have access to things like the internet. And so the thing about it is that We're in a place where we don't have gatekeepers. Like there, I do have a show. I have Marsha's Plate, and it's 3 trans hosts, and so it's really just about supporting um, the people who are doing content, coming on the live, participating. If you can afford it, donating, and really sowing seeds into the people who are creating content for you, because that allows them to continue doing what they're doing and putting their voice out there. I'm never going to be, well, I want to say I never. Let me not say that. I, the things that I talk about, the things that I discuss, and how I discuss them are never going to be mainstream. I am too left. I am too progressive. And I'm also not a clown. Um, there's a lot of popular um, trans entertainers who, it's not, I wouldn't call them clowns. Some people are clowns, literally. But there's some people who their entertainment is rooted in comedy and not intellectualism. And so sometimes that brand of whatever the word is, I can't think of, my brain is farting. um, that's a little bit more popular because it's fun and clowny. So I'm never gonna do that. You're not gonna see me. I have fun. I'm gonna be humorous. I'm gonna talk, but I just don't play that game, and I much rather have my small group of people that support me, that allow me to be a little bit more intellectual, than to have some big grand following of me shucking and jiving just to say some dumb shit to make you laugh, and be like a Flame or other people. Yeah, people are. I'm really into that, but what I do, and what like I said, with my show, with my lives, with things that I do, not now, but previously, traveling and being on more intellectual panels and more really have serious conversations. Um, you know, I I like that bag. I like that bag. I like that. Oh yeah, I love Amanda Seales. She's somebody that I really like. Um, and that's gonna always be my bag. Can't really get out of that. I've been on here for a long time, so people who follow me know that that's how I do, and I'm never going to be that level of. I'm not gonna do that clowning shit. I think that's weird. Um, yeah. So just support the people who support the projects of people who are out here creating content for you. And I think it'll just grow and grow over time. I would love, because the thing about it, there are some people who I really, really love. Brianna Jenkins, Jahira, is it Jahira De La Alto? I think it's Alto, something like that. Jahira, Aria Saeed, who else? Tony Michelle. There are some people out here who I think that if we brought our forces together, it would be kind of amazing. But another thing that I've learned about trans folks, everybody is trying to be Beyonce. I like to do group shit. I like to bring our forces together and just create some magic with each other. But everybody is trying to be Beyonce and do their own thing. And that's great for some people, but you know, it don't always work. And that's why you see small little successes. Alrighty. So how many of y'all have seen Little Fires Everywhere? If you're watching, make sure you thumbs up. So if you haven't seen it, it is on Hulu. It is starring Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon. It has many other stars that if you look at it, you see their faces. There's the one that plays Reese Witherspoon's husband. I think he's a child actor that is grown now, but I think he was on like some 80s shows or like 80s or 90s shows. I can't remember. But I've seen him and stuff, and he's an adult now. He's playing somebody's husband. Oh, wow. So yeah, so I don't want to ruin it for y'all. We can just talk about some concepts from it. We don't have to really go into detail. But the two characters is Elena, which is Reese Witherspoon, and Mia, which is Kerry Washington. And Mia, in the beginning of the show, I'm not going to tell anything that's going to ruin the story. But how they meet is Mia is her and her daughter are moving around. I don't have Hulu, so I'm good. There's tons of other ways to watch stuff on the internet. You just gotta find them. It takes a little search. It takes a little work to get it, but most stuff you can find. Especially if you got like Fire Stick or like what I used to use is TV News. But I'm lazy and I don't like searching for stuff, so I go ahead and pay for it. And then I get Hulu through my phone service. So it works for me. It's like Tidal, like I get it for just a little extra on my phone. What else? So yes, Mia is a Black mom. She has a daughter, and they are living in their car. They kind of move around a lot, and so in the beginning of the show, like the first thing that you learn in the show is like the beginning scene is Elena's, which is the white Reese Witherspoon character. Elena, the house is on fire. Their whole house is burning down. So that's the beginning of the show. And so the implication is that it's a girl named Izzy, which is her daughter. That they're thinking that Izzy is the one who set the fire, her daughter. Because apparently Izzy is crazy, or the bad one, or the bad apple. And the cops are asking Elena, like, where is Izzy? Like, do we know what they're assuming that it's Izzy or whatever. And so that's how the show starts. The show start is to show you what led up to these little fires. This fire, not these. But the metaphor is everybody in the show got little fires in them. And it just leads to this big ass fire. If you watch the show, it's like each person has a particular problem, a particular issue. Everybody in the show has a particular issue and a particular problem with their situation, with their relationships, with their kind of like the world. So Mia and Elena meet because Mia, being the white privileged woman that she is, not Mia, Elena being the white privileged woman that she is, she literally calls the police on Mia because she sees her in a car with all her stuff packed in the car with her daughter. And so it starts this whole scene with her doing really, really white women stuff, like calling, being nosy, um, saying racist shit. Not racist like white liberal racist, not racist like conservative white racist, like calling you N words and stuff like that. But us making assumptions, negative, stereotypical assumptions, just because she's a black woman and saying certain things, inviting her to, oh, you must be a poor, downtrodden black woman, so let me help the colored community. Yeah, he was on Dawson Creek. That was a show. Um, so ain't nobody perfect on this show, but Elena is trying to be perfect. She's trying to give the perfect suburb image. And so you learn that she sacrificed a lot to get this perfect suburb suburb image, and to the detriment of her children. Ruin it, sis, ruin it. No, no, no. I'm not telling, I'm giving general stuff, not anything that's gonna ruin what happens. I'm just giving you general stuff about each character. I'm not going to tell you what happens in. These are just general things. It's not going to ruin the plot for you. Um, so she sacrificed a lot to get this perfect white suburban image, like this image that she gives with her husband, with her kids. She want her kids to be perfect. She want her marriage to look perfect. She want her house to look perfect. She want everything to be perfect, 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 perfect. And she has worked hard to get to this image. Even, it shows some past things that happened to her that led to this, this obsession with perfection in regards to her image on the show, in regards to her image on the in the community, because that's kind of what she did. She sacrificed her career. She sacrificed her relationship with some of her kids. She sacrificed a lot of things because she is definitely like a megalomaniac. I mean, down to controlling, like scheduling and controlling when her husband have sex, like only on a specific day and da da da, like really weird like that. So she, in my mind, it's like, what the hell? But she likes that kind of control. It's almost like Professor Umbridge on on Harry Potter. So Mia, Kerry Washington's character, she is. You don't know this yet. You don't know this yet. But you don't know why she is moving around yet, and I don't want to ruin that. But she's moving around. Like her and her daughter live out of their car. They'll stop and live someplace for a little bit and then move somewhere else. So there's a mystery about Mia and her daughter, and why she always picks up and move, why she always picks up and leave, why they never stay in a place for a long time. There is some history behind that, but me telling you that history will ruin the surprise, I guess. Yeah, the surprise. I need to watch it because it's really good. Really, really good acting. But Mia is an artist. She is an artist. She uses, materials and and photography to do her art. Her daughter is a really, really smart student. Yes, it's a series. But it's a series. It's not that just started, so it's only 10 episodes. I think it's 10 episodes, so it's a really quick binge. It's new. Um, she's an artist. Her daughter Pearl. Um, Mia and her have a very not abusive. It's not abusive. It's not abusive at all, but very and strange isn't the word. Pearl, the daughter, she's about she's a teenager there and she's in high school. Um, she doesn't know the past. So this is her normal life, like running around in the car with her mama and moving all over the place. But because she's getting older, she's getting tired of it. And so when they move to this particular town, she's tired of moving around and she sees other kids with stability and staying in one place and not having to move. So now it's getting to that point where she's older and she's not a kid just kind of going with her mama's flow. She's older and she was like, God, why are we moving around so much? Why can't we stick to the place? Why can't we stay here? Like this is working out well because she started to do really, really well in school. Well, she had already been a good student, but she started to do well in school. And she was like, yo, like, I don't want to move from here. I'm tired of moving. I'm tired of living out of the car. Why can't like they couldn't paint? She wanted to paint the house. She wanted to paint her room, but her mama said, you can't do that because we're gonna have to get our security deposit back, and and so we're gonna be leaving. She literally asked Elena. So Elena, the white woman, rents an apartment to Mia. And she specifically is asking for a month-to-month lease so that, once her month is up, she can move out and she doesn't have to be in it for a year. And so Elena at first was like, I only do leases. But Mia was like, no, then we can't stay here. Let's go. But then Elena was like, well, I can figure it out for you. Because she was looking at them like a white liberal racist, like, oh, I feel sorry for these black people. And then you got your daughter out here. Thank you. You got your daughter out here running the streets with you. And like she's being that kind of cat, ooh, I'm going to save black people. Ooh, look at these poor downtrodden black people. I'm going to do something for them. I usually take a year lease, but I'm going to let you do month to month because I know you probably can't afford a whole year. And, you probably homeless living at your car. So I'm going to do something nice. And when she literally doesn't know what's going on with them. So she literally is trying to be Captain Saver Negro. Not really knowing what's going on with Mia when there is something going on with Mia, but you don't find out till later. And so Mia says, okay, well, I'm going to stay here a little bit. My daughter is feeling some kind of way. So sure, I'll stay here, still a month-to-month lease, but I'll stay here. And she ends up working for Elena. She started getting an extra because she's working at an Asian restaurant and she started working as a quote unquote, not maid, but help around the house, basically a maid. Help around Elena's house. And Elena felt like she was doing her a favor because, oh, if you're struggling with money, you can work for me. Another Captain Saver Negro moment. You can work for me. And so Mia starts working for Elena. But it really wasn't about the money. It was about her daughter started being friends with Elena's kids. And she wanted to be there because, this white woman is a typical. And I want to protect my child. So I'll go work so I can be where my daughter is and, we cool and still do my art. So the other character is the kids. So we have a son who is a nice guy We have a son who is a jock asshole. And we have a daughter who is just different. Just like a different, she's like the black sheep of the family. And then it's 2 boys, 2 girls. So one is a nice guy, kind of nerdy. One is a jock. One of the girls is like popular, cheerleader, trying to go to Yale, image of perfection, exactly what her mother wants her to be. And then the other daughter is gothy, the typical, not necessarily gothy, but that kind of alternative kind of daughter. She doesn't play by the rules of her mother and the image that her mother wants to give and the image that her mother, she's like the black sheep of the family. She calls her out. She was like, girl, you are not perfect. She's basically not playing by the rules that her mother wants her to play. And her dad, she's more closer to her dad because her dad is, he's not as strict as the mama. He's not trying to have this perfect, pristine thing. He's just trying to, be happy or whatever. So that's the dynamic. 3 perfect kids where they do good in school. They give the image. She got a jock. She got a cheerleader. All of them want to go to Yale. Now, the older brother is kind of like he's dumb, but because he's a jock, you know how teenage boys, if you play sports, you can be dumb as a box of rocks. You still being the perfect son. Because, you're playing sports, you in activity, you're popular in school. You may be dumb, but you're doing that masculine thing the right way. You're doing that masculine thing in a way that makes people say, go boy, yay, stupid shit like that. So he's like that, and he's kind of trash. Like in regards to women, he fucks a lot of girls, and he's a fuckboy. You know how fuckboys are. And so the other son, who is the nice guy, quote unquote, he likes Pearl, Mia's black daughter. So that starts not a relationship, but a thing between them. Who else is in the characters that y'all need to know? That Mia has a friend, an Asian friend that works with her at the restaurant. That is in an important part of the show. But if I tell y'all her storyline, she's an immigrant. If I tell y'all her storyline, it'll ruin some of the surprises. But she's an immigrant, and she's had some hardships. And Mia tries to help her in the journey of the hardships. And then it kind of get jumbled up in her relationship with Elena. And then all hell breaks loose. And it goes south. Everything goes south. And it is a really, really good show about especially when it comes to gender and race. It really talks, and motherhood. It really showcases the difference in how Mia is a mother, how they're both mothers and fiercely protective of their children and want to be good mothers, but their tactics in being good mothers are totally different. And it's not necessarily wrong, but it's not necessarily healthy and right as well. Some kids are gonna flourish in this type of motherhood because Elena, because she wants perfection, she strives and really fights for her kids. And so some kids are gonna flourish, but if they don't fit into that perfect box, you're gonna harm them. You're gonna create trauma in their life. And so for me, that's really one of the main core tenets of this story is that either one of these type of mothering can be traumatizing to you got the free artsy mama and the really, strict mama. And both of them could be good parents for certain kids. But for another type of kid with a different type of temperament, it could be traumatizing. And I think that that's, for me, I think that that was a key point out in this particular show, because I can tell you from my experience with my mother and my siblings, we're just so different in how we respond to things. We're so different in how we engage with my mother. It's kind of quite strange. I have a younger brother. I'm less needy from my mother. My mother is more needy to me. Like my mother comes to me about stuff. Like I don't come to my mother about things, but my middle brother, he's more needy. He needs attention. He needs, him and my mother they have such a difficult relationship that it doesn't, that sometimes it feels weird. The show was hella triggering, but so intellectually done. Absolutely. Definitely intellectually done. Yes. Do y'all see differences in your parenting styles and how if you have siblings, how your siblings respond to parenting, your parent style of parenting? Like, do y'all see differences like and lacking? Because that's really a core for me in my life. It's different because my brothers are so different than me. Not just my brother. We're so different from each other, and we need different things that my mother's parenting style doesn't work for all of us, and it can be traumatizing. My middle brother is one of them. I think he's traumatized by my mother's parenting style. I want my mother to go on. Like, when I need to talk to you, we talk, but I'm a person who doesn't need like affection and attention and, in regards to my parents. Like when I need to talk to you and check on you, great, but I don't need you all up in my face. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, baby. That kind of, that's weird to me. I'm like, no. So, but my middle brother, the middle child, he needs all of that. He's like, if we talk about like love language, he's like a words of affirmation. He's like a physical touch person. So he needs all of that babying. He needs all of that. I remember when we were younger, like he was the crying one. He was the one that cried all the time. My youngest brother, total opposite. He was not a crying baby. He was so quiet. You feed him and he just such a quiet baby. Same here. We was never baby, and I hated not being baby. See, I'm the opposite. I don't want to be baby. I don't want to. I want like my mother. Oh my God, my mother. I think we talked about it on on my interview with her or on my mom tag video. My mother, child, when I was in elementary, she would walk me to school every day. I hated it. None of the other kids walked. None of the other kids, their mother didn't walk them to school, and I didn't. I wanted to feel like a independent. I wanted to feel like an independent kid. So I would want to, like, my school was 2 blocks away. It wasn't like it was a mile or two down the road. That would be different. My school, it was 2 blocks away. And on the first block, once you get past the first block, it's a cross guard. Now I'm like 5, 6, 7. This was when I first got in elementary. It's a walking guard that walks you across the busy street, and then you go the next block, and it's the school. So it's really there's an adult right there for us to, there. Do they have crosswalkers anymore? Is that old school? I ain't seen one of them in years. Like they stand at the stop sign and help the kids walk across the street. I haven't seen that in many years. But anyway, but we had a crosswalker um, that was right there, so she really didn't have to worry. But I remember I was complaining so much, like, Mama, let me do this on my own. Let me go to school by myself. I don't need you to be with me. None of the other kids. And my mother, this is how annoying she is. She was. I would walk on the main street. She said, sure, I'll let you go by yourself. And she did. I would walk on the main street and she will walk. Not, I didn't know until I saw her one day. She would walk she would be in the alley and walking with me in an alley. Because I don't know if y'all have this maybe not in major cities, but in Indianapolis, some of the main streets there was like alleys in between the main streets. And so she would walk down the alley following me until we got to the next block and then to school, and still would be walking me to school. I didn't know until I saw her ass one day, and I'm like, yo, she is doing too much. It was so annoying. But my little brother, he likes all of that. I don't like baby. I don't like you in my face. I don't like you. Yeah, I'm just not from. I like that in my romantic relationships, not my. But shit, I don't even like it in that. That's just sometimes. But not my parenting, but my little brother, he is like that. My youngest brother, he's more, he like to be baby too, but just in a different way. I guess he's more like physical touch, I guess. I guess he's more like physical touch. He's more in, like, if I'm sitting next to my brother will lay his head on my shoulder, or he'll kick his legs up and lay his head in my lap. He's gonna kiss you. Like if he comes around you, he's gonna kiss you on your cheek. He's gonna hug you. He's gonna put his arm on your shoulder. My youngest brother is a more touchy feely type of guy. Like affectionate. He's just a really affectionate person. Like he's lovey dovey. That's just kind of how he is. I'm not that. I'm not affectionate like that, which is kind of, is that strange? Yeah, I'm not like that. That's just not my natural temperament. Like I'm not a touchy feely person. That's not me. Like I will in romance, but my family and friends, I'm not. Oh, and my brother isn't like that. He's just if my brother is by you, he is touching you. He is touching you. He is laying on your lap. He has an arm around your shoulder, and we could be talking about regular brother and sister stuff, but he's talking about, like, I remember, yeah, I don't know. That's just how he's always been as a child, as an adult, as all of that stuff. He's just a different. And I think that my mother's parenting style is a little bit more, has resulted in some of our trauma, particularly my middle brother. Because he is that need of baby, my mother is not a physical touch type of baby. She's a protective mother. She's not really an affectionate mother. She's just really, really protective. I'm in between. I definitely tried to curate a healthier dynamic with my parents as I got older. It just came out hurt. Just coming out of that cycle. Yeah, my mother is not affectionate. It's, she's really light in that regard, but she's really protective. And so that's why she wouldn't let me walk to the store. I can't go over people's house that she doesn't know. She just really, because she is a victim of, she was a victim of sexual abuse and violence. She was just really, really protective of her children. And it didn't translate into affection. It just translated into overprotection. And that's a good thing, but it also can be a bad thing for some kids. And so my mother, being overprotective, she's done some things that was harmful that I thought were amazing, but it was harmful to my middle brother. Like, he takes it as harmful. I thought that it was great. I thought she was making a great decision, but he makes her feel guilty about it because it's not his style of, it's not what he feels was a healthy style of parenting or a healthy decision for their relationship. But I thought it was a healthy decision for all of our relationships. Like, but he disagrees. And so now that we are adults, that's one of the things that that we all have a problem with him with, because he tries to guilt trip my mother because she made a very hard, difficult decision to protect him. That was a really, really mature decision at the time to protect him. And it did protect him, but because he needs that lovey-dovey contact, he's guilty. He was traumatized by it, and he guilts her. And I hate it. She hates it. And everybody hates it. Then we have the father figures in my life. So my youngest little brother's father, he is a type of dad who is, God, like, he's the only person in my life that I call dad, that I call, that I liked in regards to a father figure thing. And it was because he almost was like a big brother. He really, he'll whoop you if you did something wrong. But I barely got whoopings by anybody other than my mother. And even her, I barely got whoopings from her. But because she's not really, I never was in a house. I was in a household where you got whoopings, but it was for like really extreme things. Like, it was for if you stole something, if you went to a store and was stealing, or you got suspended at school for cussing out a teacher, something like that. It wouldn't be, I'm getting a whooping for not cleaning my room, or, some stupid shit that I see people getting in trouble for. I wouldn't get in trouble for things at home. It had to be something really, really drastic in regards to like disrespecting teachers, playing hooky and getting caught, shit like that. Like, shit that, that you wasn't supposed to be doing. But he was more as a father figure. Like, he would go to the store. We didn't know until years later, but he would go to the store and steal video games for us. Like, we had a Nintendo, and when I tell you, we had at the ones you blow, we had every fucking game. Like boys in the neighborhood would be so jealous of me because we had like stacks of games. Like, we had like them little, you know how people used to put CDs in those little holders that be next to your entertainment system, and it'll have just CDs, that old school way of storing your CDs. It would be like video games like that, where it would just be stacked on the shelf, stacks of different video games that he has went to the store and stolen. I remember he came home with a cart of video games. He would go into the store, take them, put them in his jacket, come out to the cart, put it in the cart, go back in the store, put some more in his jacket, come back to the cart. And he would, by the time he was done, he would come back to our house with a grocery cart full of Nintendo video games. And we would have it to play. It was so much fun, him being my stepdad. He made sure we had bikes. he was a hood nigga, so it was always some shady shit in regards to, he done stole it or something. But he made sure that we had everything we wanted in regards to like Christmas time, in regards to every single thing, in regards to stuff that we wanted. And so and if somebody was bothering or bullying me, like I remember this little boy, his name is Shiz, Shizz, Shiz. Baby, if I'm walking down the street, he is fagging me down. He's calling me fags. He's calling me all kinds of stuff. I told my stepdad, baby, my stepdad ran up on him. He was, I think I was like 10 and Shiz was like 15. And my stepdad ran up on him and was like, yo, and punched him in his chest. And was like, yo, if you keep fucking with my child, I'ma fuck your ass up. Like, don't fuck with my child. Do that shit to other people's kids. Don't do it to mine. And ever since then, Shiz didn't fucking bother me at all. So, and then even I had a teacher in 4th grade who this is in Boston, Massachusetts. So I was from Indiana, but we lived in Boston at the time because that's where Robert was from. My mom's boyfriend, my little brother's father. Because I was in Boston and they talk different than I do. In Boston, we sound country to them. And so when I would answer the question, particularly say 10, 10, 10, it would be 10 to me. But to them, it's like I'm saying 10, 10, yeah, 10. And so when I would answer a question, the teacher would make fun of my country accent. So I want you to picture it. So they're already bullying and making fun of me because I'm a feminine boy. But then the teacher adds to the teasing by him teasing me about my country accent. So I'm in school getting roasted by the kids and getting roasted by the teacher. So this was like I was in 4th grade. This was a horrible school time in regards to my life. I hated it. It was so annoying. I hate going to school. I started making bad grades because I stopped answering questions in school. I stopped asking things. I stopped doing what I normally do because I was a precocious child. I started being just quiet and timid, unnaturally quiet and timid. And so I told my stepdad what he was doing in school, baby. My stepdad went to the school and yoked his ass up. Like they had called the police on my stepdad and everything. It was so funny. But ever since then, the teacher stopped bothering me. I didn't get suspended because it wasn't me that did it. It was my stepdad that came. So I didn't get suspended and he stopped bothering me. Once we went and talked to the principals and I said, yes, he was bothering me. And I don't know. I didn't tell him that it was my stepdad, but I told him that I know he's always bothering me. I don't know anything about what he's talking about, but I know he's always bothering me and teasing me about my voice and helping the kids make fun of me. So that stopped and that stopped being a problem. But his parenting style was really, really my favorite kind of parenting style. He was really fun. He was hands off. He didn't bother me. He didn't, he just was super nice. He was totally different than my mom. My mom was too strict. She was not necessarily strict. She just was too worried about everything. Like she didn't let me be free. And my stepdad was the type, if if you didn't do anything wrong, like if you hadn't done anything wrong, like if you had followed the rules, if you came in when the street lights came on, my stepfather, he was more like, you earned your freedom. You earned your freedom. If you have good grades, if you ain't been caught doing nothing shady, then you get to go to do things. My mother was just a worry wart. She just worried about all kinds of shit. So I think the show really point out the differences in parenting and the differences in how that difference can manifest for different children in a different kind of way. And I think that's an interesting part of the show. Also, okay, so Elena is one of those white women who feels that you know how people say, you just got to work hard and do what you got to do to succeed, and you will be successful. People who are not successful, it isn't because they don't have opportunity, it's because they didn't work hard enough, or it's because like they don't believe in white privilege. They don't believe in that you have different obstacles that I did. They believe that everybody has the same. He was. They believe everybody has the same opportunities, and they don't take into account, race, gender, da 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 da. They don't all these different things that could be somebody's obstacle. And so Elena is more that type, thinking that, oh, you were lazy, or you didn't work hard enough, or you didn't do what you needed to do. And everybody around her is like, that's not necessarily true, except for the people who are trying to live the perfect life too and give this perfect image. But Mia, coming from a different background, not necessarily what you might think. She comes from a different background. Um, Different, very, very different. Not what Alina thinks. That's the key. I'm trying not to spoil nothing. It's not what Alina assumes about Mia being a black woman running around living out of a car. What do you think happened to Izzy in the end? Izzy. Well, we know what happened to Izzy. I don't want to say it because I want people to watch it, but you saw where she ended up. Like you saw, I don't know I want to see a season 2 to see how that plays out, but they showed you, with her um, in the car with that person. So she found a way, but I know Alina not gonna play with that. That ain't gonna be good. So I want to see where they're gonna go next in season 2. I don't know how that works. Oh no, I don't think that was a dream. I may have to watch it. No, I don't think that was a dream. Yeah, we're just talking about concepts. So, what else? I just thought the lighting looked dreamy. I do think I can see where you could. I think the lighting did look kind of dreamy just based on the camera. Um, but maybe I missed something. But it didn't look like it was a dream to me. It looked like it was real. The timing was weird though, because when they put the timing was weird though. Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think. How do I? Okay, let's talk about adoption. How do you talk about adoption without spoiling it? Who do you? So, if you do, you think birth parents, particularly mothers, have a right to the baby? Like, say a birth mother. How? I'll talk about that later. I need y'all to watch it because it's there's a situation that's kind of nuanced when it comes to adoption, and yeah, it's an interesting thing in regards to who, when should the mother have rights, the biological mother, particularly if there were some hardships that was happening and she gave up her baby. Like, when, how do you play that kind of game, or how does that work out when the mother is in a better situation and she wants to have a relationship with her child? How does that work? When is it fair? When is it unfair? When how does you know? Because that was an interesting plot twist. Also, um, do you think Elena was? I think not. I ain't even gonna ask that. I think Elena, she was too in other folks' business. Like, it's just something. It was something about her that was so quintessential white woman. She just was in other folks' business, not minding her business, trying to. Sometimes she just trying to do the right thing, but sometimes you just being too fucking nosy, and sometimes are you overstepping your boundaries. Um, Also, Pearl. Oh my God, Pearl, Mia's daughter. Pearl is one of the characters that got on my fucking nerves. I was so annoyed by Pearl. I was annoyed by her disrespect to Mia, her disrespect to her mother. I was so annoyed by her because at the end of the day, she really just trying to make ends meet with you, and you're you you have a roof over your head and you are eating. It may not be perfect. It may not be as good as the other kids that you're around, but she is trying, and you don't know the past and what she had to sacrifice to get here or to get you here. And I think it's sometimes Pearl was real selfish. I don't know. I just didn't like. I'm trying to not spoil, but I think Elena was just interested in the idea of another lifestyle. That's why she was so taken with Mia. See, I don't know if I think that. I don't think it was she was interested. I think that she was trying to be a white savior. I think a lot of times there's some people who are not really doing something out of the kindness of their heart. They're doing something because, oh, let me help these poor black people. They don't know any better. So let me step in and be the savior. Let me step in and B, so I can feel good about myself, so I can not feel like a racist. And this particularly is like white liberal racist. We're not talking about Ku Klux Klan hood wearing Republicans. We're talking about the ones who have racist ideologies, and to prove that they are not racist, they do nice things just to do them. So they can say, "Oh, I'm not racist. I help black people out. I'm not racist. I bring black people in my home all the time. I don't want them. I'm still gonna worry about them come moving in the neighborhood, but." I got some black friends, those exceptional Negroes that can come to the house just so I can say that I'm not racist. Oh, let me invite Mia to the book club. after she defends me in this book club scene, let me invite Mia to the book club, because even though ain't no black people in here, let me do her a favor and bring her into the fold. Oh, let me do her a favor and make her my maid. No, I'm not trying to get you a job at my job, but I'll get you a job as my maid to help me cook, clean, and take care of my kids. She is a horrible racist white savior. Liberal racist, not that color. She's that colorblind racist. I don't see color. That's why her daughter said that. And you really see it in the relationship with her daughter and her boyfriend. You really see how she's passing down that white savior and that delusion about racism, which I thought was the brilliance in this writing, which I thought was the brilliance in this storytelling, the way they told the story, because those racial nuances where you're not racist like that. When a lot of times white people think that when you say they're racist, they're thinking that we're saying that you're the Ku Klux Klan. That's a different, deeper, way right-wing level of racism. That's a different kind of racism. There's a more subtle, light, clandestine racism that exists in white liberals. And I don't think they understand the nuances of that all the time. I don't think they understand how you can still have some racist ideologies, but have black friends. Be unconscious of those kind of biases that you hold. And I think this show really, really pointed that out, particularly in Elena's character and her daughters. Not Izzy's, but but there was a moment, remember, when Mia was talking to Izzy at the table, and she was like, when she was talking to Izzy at the table, and she was like, you are a part of this. Don't think that you're not a part of it. And that was a cool moment. Just because you are conscious of trying not to be racist, don't mean that you don't have it in there too. That you're not a part of this. You're not special. What do you think of Elena's husband? I think of him as a good dude, but also like a pushover. I think he's a pushover. I think that he could do better in his communication and toning her down in when it comes to the kids, but I think he's like a pushover. But somebody like her is gonna need that type of dude. Like, that's how they come together, because he goes to work, he fits this perfect image, and she kind of does her thing. and she can blame him. Like everything that goes wrong in her little situation, when she's not happy, she can make it seem like, oh, it's him. I gave up my career for you, but no, you really gave it up for you because you wanted this perfect life. It wasn't just for him. Who else? Yeah, I think y'all really should watch it. I think it's a really it's a good show. It's just a well written good show. It's really good acting. Of course, Kerry Washington and Reese really Witherspoon, they're great actresses. But also the rest of the cast are great actresses too. Those kids really were acting. Um, the kids are a key part of the story. So yeah, I think it's a good show. And if y'all haven't watched it, sit down and it's one season, so it's definitely a bingeable show, and it's entertaining. I think I got in I think like the third episode is when I got hooked, because the first two episodes is kind of just showing you character development, but then the third and on is how those characters intertwine with each other. So yeah, I would definitely watch it. If That's something that I recommend y'all watch. If y'all haven't seen it, it's on Hulu. What else are y'all watching out here? I'm watching Motherland, that Fort Salem or something. Motherland, Fort Salem, something like that. About the witches, and they're like in like this little army or whatever. And it's good. I really like it. Um, what else am I watching? I haven't watched anything else that I enjoyed. I'm watching. Oh, Miss America. Woo! Are y'all watching Miss America on Hulu? If you have Hulu, Miss America is really good. It follows the women's movement, the ERA Equal Rights Amendment, and how it was about to get passed but didn't get passed. And it follows the women on both sides, on the liberal side and the on the right side. So it follows Shirley Chisholm. It follows Gloria Steinem. It follows Phyllis Schlafly. It follows Betty Friedan, the one who wrote The Feminine Mystique. It follows key players in the feminist movement of the 70s. Of the 70s? Yes. Yeah, of the 70s. So no, it's not just about Phyllis. No, it's not just about Phyllis. It's Phyllis is just each episode is named after now Kate Blanchett is the main character, but it's not just focused on her. They got Flo Kennedy. Niecy Nash is playing Flo Kennedy. Florence Kennedy. I don't know how to say her name. Uzo, something Uzo. Who played Crazy Eyes on Orange is the New Black. She plays Shirley Chisholm. I think whoever plays Betty Friedan, I don't know her name, but she's doing a really good job. And of course, Kate Blanchett is a great actress. Each episode is named after each one of those characters. So Gloria, Shirley, and they go through their particular storyline. Now, the main character is Kate Blanchett's character, Phyllis, but it's not just focused on her. They're really doing it's some really great writing. They're really sharing the I know I say this a lot, but nuances, that's the best word for it. Nuances, like just how it's not just cut and dry. There's some little differences in there. Like when we talk about the right wing, there's some right wing people who are conservative, but they don't like racist shit. They call out racism. And so even in the conservative side, when they were talking about, battling this and wanting to be homemakers and wanted to be home, there were some people that were racist in their group. And they were like, we don't like that. We don't like, and there were some white women in the group that were like, we don't like that these people are so as racist as they are. And even though we want the same goal, you fucking racist. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. If they named each episode after the character that they're following. It shows in politics how you got to bite the bullet sometimes to win, to make a win, and how you got to throw some people under the bus to get a win, and how you really don't want this person to win, but they're the best option, aka Biden. It's a lot of little moments in there where people were betraying people. Even Phyllis Schlafly, like certain things about her following her career in this political arena slows her down in being a happy homemaker. She can't fulfill her duties as a happy homemaker, even though she's traveling around the country talking about being a great happy homemaker. Like, how you out here fighting? And her husband is like, you supposed to be home with the kids. But she's out here on a campaign about protecting the housewife. But you're not being a good housewife because you out here on the road following your career. The hypocrisy of that. They talk about that. Yeah, Miss America is good. I'll probably do a live on that because I think Miss America is good. So if you watch, if you got Hulu, watch Miss America. Miss America is good because I want to end up talking about it, but when it's over, when every episode is done. Let me see. So if you are a trans person and a Black trans person, we Black Trans Women's Inc. has a COVID relief fund. So if you know anybody who is Black and trans man, trans woman, we have a program to give out mini grants for particularly like sex workers who don't have work, who can't apply for unemployment, particularly like people who are really in dire situations, really on the fringes. If you know anybody in particular situations that really need help, I am going to put a link in the bottom. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can put a link in the chat so we can have it there. Because since we're not having the conference, all of our funding for the conference that we were supposed to, like paying for hotels and, sponsoring people, all that funding is going to COVID relief of people that we that apply. So instead of just waiting, saving the money for next year, we really want to help people now in regards to, helping people and assisting them. Trying to find the link. One second. Yes. If you go on Diamond Styles, on my Facebook page, I have a post that is there that you can apply or donate Either one, it's two different links. You can apply for the grant, or if you have money to donate, you can donate. That's kind of what we're giving. If you like, Motherland is about witches. So if you like the craft and stuff like that, you'll like Motherland. I put it in the chat box. It is a link for you to apply for a grant, or it's a link for you to donate if you want to donate. Yeah, so that is that. What else? What else? What else? I'm trying to think of what else. Make sure I don't forget. We did an episode of Marsha's Plate yesterday that is out. We talked about weed, our first time smoking weed, because we recorded it on 420. So we talked about our weed experience and drugs and stuff like that. And then we talked about just what's going on with COVID. So that's an episode. We're doing a live Zoom with Marsha's Plate tomorrow at 10 p.m. because that's when Mia gets off of work. I know that's late, but if you're up and you want to kiki, we're going to be kikiing in a Zoom. Just follow Marsha's Plate on Facebook. Follow Marsha's Plate on, Twitter, wherever we have all social media. So follow us there, and we do a live. It's going to be, you can actually come into the live. Unlike this, it's going to be on Zoom, so you actually can be in the conversation with us. It will be recorded, so get cute. And it'll be tomorrow night at 10. We're going to be talking about all types of subjects, and we're going to engage with everybody. It's going to be like a panel. We have discussions in different topics, so make sure you join us tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be fun. What else? That's about it. You can find me on Diamond Styles, DIAMOND everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's where I'm usually in care. And I'm terrible with words, so don't make fun of me if I join. No, you can just join and stand. You don't have to talk. And it's going to be a chat box that you can be in, and just say whatever you want to say in the chat box. But it's just for people who want to get on camera and want to talk. You can get on camera if you want to. And we're going to be shooting the shit. It ain't going to be serious. It might turn into some serious conversation, but if you've been on our live before, we just be clowning and having fun. No biggie. What else? And Zooms allow us to have multiple people on the live. So that's why we like it. And we can talk about whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, my trans ass has an announcement. What is your announcement? Because we have 8 more minutes. I think it's a delay, so it's hard for me to. What's the announcement? I had gay sex for the first time today, and it was fantastic. He never misgendered me, and it was the first time I had gotten to have sex in a transitioned body. Gay sex? What does that mean? Like, are you a trans man or a trans woman? I had gay sex for the first time and it was fantastic. He never misgendered me. Hmm. Instead of gender dysphoria, I'm having euphoria. Okay. No, it doesn't look private. No, it doesn't. No, it's not private. I don't think. Are you a trans man or a trans woman? Because I'm trying to understand the concept of gay sex. I'm a gay trans man who has only ever been with women. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that would be gay sex. Oh, he did misgender me, and it was the first time I had sex in my transition body. Oh, that's good. Okay, and maybe a couple of episodes ago, we Z on Marsha's Plate, the trans man on our show, talked about his sexual experience with gay men, and he likes it. And he says that they can be it can be pleasurable if they know how to last. That is good. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It's nothing like pleasurable sex, baby. Nothing like pleasurable sex. Well, I don't know. I think that I don't know. I think that because they are I don't know. I think that the reason why queer sex is so good, I think that now of course it's not always good, but most of the time, I think queer sex is so good because people really get into it. People really get into it. People really it is something all the rules are out of the door. Not all the time, but it just seems like people are more into the pleasure of the other person. They're into, just doing what you need to do to make a motherfucker nut. Cause they're into it. Like if you like a guy who is into trans women, if they're into trans women, they're into pleasing you. They're into everything that you got going on when it comes to your body parts, when it comes to your body. But if you're into trans men, they are into everything that you got going on. They are trying to enjoy it. Yeah, let's caught up in what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I think that it's just it's just different. Like I know guys who I deal with, and they're so good at pleasing me because they are into all of me. Whereas I remember in my younger years when we're trying to do what cis heteronormative people do during sex. I wouldn't be getting pleased because I'm just trying to do the boy stuff and you do the girl stuff. And I'm not trying to do gay stuff. I'm just trying to do the straight stuff. And I'm like, what? Fuck out of here. When I was younger, I used to run with it because I felt some stupid shit like that. But now that I'm older, like, no, like it doesn't give me room for my pleasure in my body. I have, for mine, I don't think everybody is like this, but I have a queer body. I have a body that is not exactly like a typical woman's. So it has to be pleased in a certain way. It has to be, you have to accept that I have a different type of body. So, you know, this is what it is. And I think that I'm so happy that you, as a trans man, got to experience, you know, feeling the feelings of pleasure in your body as it is and enjoying it and, and it being affirmed. And I know how that feels. And I think that that is beautiful. I'm so happy for you, especially saying it's your first time in having that experience. Congratulations. Oh yeah, that's why you can't see um some things people type, you can't see it because it'll have a particular word that's been banned, or not banned, but that blocks it out. Because I have some settings like that. Now that I'm older, as a trans woman, I demand pleasure from men I sleep with. Absolutely. Like, I'm not having sex with anybody that we're not pleasing. Sorry, you got to make me come. Oh, gotcha. I'll try not to use comfortable. No, no, no. It's their settings. Like, I could see it because it's just regular words. Sometimes you can set your settings in a way where it blocks certain words, and when you talk about, what did you say? Yeah, you talked about sex and gay sex. So of course they're gonna be like, oh no, gay sex. Oh no, what's the kids? We can't have that. The kids. What about the kids? But yes, I know the feeling, and I'm glad that you experienced it. I'm glad that you experienced it, and I hope you continue to experience that. I think that's a part of our self care. That is a part of our well being, honey. Physical pleasure. Mm, 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 mm. All right. So make sure y'all check us out tomorrow night um, at 10 p.m. If y'all are up, we're going to do a Zoom live. I'm going to send the link out on our Marsha's Plates Facebook page. I'm going to send it out on Twitter. If you follow Marsha's Plate, it's whatever social media that you follow. So it is free talk. Yeah, it's free. Um, it's going to be free. Yeah, it's going to be free talk. But we'll have some subjects on the sidelines just in case the conversation slows down. But we'll have, just random topics. But it's going to be a free flow. We're just going to be talking about whatever comes up. There's no kind of structure. That's when the best conversations happen. Um, and we will, like last time, we did it on Big Go, but we didn't like Big Go. We did it on Big Go last Saturday. But the issue with Big Go is random people come in. So the conversation is kind of 101. Oh, y'all are trans people? Oh my God. I would never know. And oh, well, what about this? Have you had the sex change? Oh my God. Did it hurt? How did you get breasts? Ah, we had somebody come in, and with Big Go, it's just random. That was the issue with Big Go. That's why we're gonna do it on Zoom, because we can control who is there. We can control who comes in. But Big Go, you can kick people out, but you can kick people out. And she wasn't rude. She just was 101. She wasn't rude, and she wasn't being mean or being. She just was 101. And we were like, I was over here like, where's my little fan? I can't find it. Oh, but I had my little fan. I wasn't answering none of her questions. I just had my fan like this. Where's my fan? I don't know where my fan is. But yes, I just had my fan and I was waving. I didn't answer no questions. I wish we would record it because it was kind of funny. Because she kept asking them questions, Mia and Z questions, and they was answering it. And I was like, I put my Corona mask on. Mm-mm. Yeah, she needed trans 101. So with Zoom, yes, there might be some cis people that come in. Exactly. Cash app for answers. Exactly. Um no. She wasn't negative. She just was too green. Like she wasn't mean. She wasn't misgendering people. She wasn't doing anything like that. She just was asking very green questions, very 101. And somebody, there was a cis gay man in there, and he was like, ma'am, no, because everybody was on there. He was like, ma'am, no, all these questions you asking are 101. Go listen to the show. Diamond has covered so many of the 101s. Go ahead and listen to that. So she got checked and then she got put out. But with Zoom, it's probably just going to be mostly trans people. It's going to be some cis people, but it's going to be cis people who know us and who, you know, who know the rules, who are not that green. But you never know. There might be some questions, but you never know. We'll see how respectful people are. I'm not going to be answering any 101s. Nuance, right? I'm not going to be answering any 101s. But Mia and Z, they are young trans people, and they may be willing to do all of that. They may be willing to play those games. But I'm a middle-aged woman, and I will not be doing that. I'll leave that for the young whippersnappers, not me. But yes, it will be Saturday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 11 Eastern Time, and 8 Pacific Time, right? Yes. So that's when it will be, and I hope to see y'all then. And I think that's about it. I gotta go get me something to eat. So I will talk to y'all next Friday or whenever I feel like getting on. Definitely Friday. We are not middle aged. I'll be 40 next year. That 40 ain't middle age. Tia, I think 40 is middle age. It literally is middle age, girl. like like most people don't live past 80. And if you're 40, that's the middle. But okay. Bye y'all.